Hey guys, my name is Josh Haddon. I grew up in sunny, warm Southern California, and I'm gonna tell you the story about the first time I drove in the snow. The first time I drove in the snow was on a drive from Wyoming to Rexburg. Me and my mom decided that we were gonna drive from California to Wyoming to visit my sister in her new house, and then up to Rexburg to visit my brother up at school. And the day that my brother left to go to school, his car engine actually exploded. So we had to fly him up last minute, and then we were gonna bring him his car a couple weeks later. So me and my mom drive up to Wyoming in October, and then I actually left Wyoming a day before my mom to take my brother's car to him so I could go hang out with my friends in Rexburg. So I left all by myself at 6 a.m. the day before my mom, and I was heading out, getting everything ready, and my mom just mentioned to me, she's like, hey, we've had pretty good weather so far, but in case you see some snow, just slow down a little bit. And I took that advice, and they said the roads were clear, and I was like, all right, yeah, well, I can do that. So I hit the road, 6 a.m., blaring down the highway. It was Wyoming open road, and I had never seen that before. There's so much traffic in California. I hit that Wyoming open road, and I was flying. So I'm driving, not a care in the world, and then I passed through a city where I kind of see some snow on the side of the roads. And I'm like, well, it's not on the road yet though, so it's not really a problem. So I'm gonna keep on going. So I keep on driving. And then I started to see some snow it started snowing. And so it was a little bit of snow, but it was kind of melting when I hit the road. And I was like, I'm good, I'm gonna keep on going. So I kept on driving, and all of a sudden there was a blizzard. A whole windshield was white. Snow everywhere, can't see a thing. The road is white, the windshield's white, the ground is, everything's white. Air's white, I was white. Everything's white. And so I was like, okay, it's time. It's time to take my mother's wise, sage advice and slow down a little bit. So I took it from 80 miles an hour to 60. Reasonable. I cut a lot of speed out. And so I'm just, flying on the snowy road, 60 miles an hour, my brother's Toyota Echo. And believe it or not, I started to drift. And my car just instantly goes right off the side of the road, straight into a big pile of snow. And it was stuck. At first I tried to throw it in reverse. I'm like, oh, maybe it'll work. Nothing. And then I tried to throw it in drive, move forward, nothing. And so then I put on my emergency lights, I said a little prayer, and then a guy pulled over and put on his emergencies, but he never got out of his car. Still don't know what he did to this day. Anyways, then the car came after him and actually was like, hey, are you stuck? He clearly noticed my California license plate, and I was like, yes. He's like, all right, I got a tow hitch somewhere back here. He starts digging in his truck for his tow hitch, hooking up to my car. And I was talking to him while he's hooking it up, and he was like, yeah, so you just drift off a little bit? And I was like, yeah, sorry, it's my first time driving in the snow. Do you have any advice for me? And he's like, oh, yeah. Well, do you have four-wheel drive on that car? This is the worst car in the world. It didn't even have a clock inside. There's no way it had four-wheel drive. So I said no. And he's like, oh, yeah, okay, all right. Well, do you have chains for your tires for the snow? And I was like, no way. This is the first time I've ever seen snow in my life. And he's like, oh, yeah, shoot. Well, it'd probably be safe if you just went down the hill at about 25 miles an hour. And I was like, oh, yeah, right. I went like 35. So that's how I slipped off. I wasn't going 60. That would be really irresponsible. Oops. But actually what was cool about the story was that I was talking to the guy, and he was mentioning to me, he was like, hey, you're actually pretty lucky that you slipped off here and not about a quarter mile up the road where there's a huge cliff. You would have just slid right off the cliff and nobody would have ever found you. So I'm really glad that I crashed my car when I did, and that there was actually no damage done, and that I was able to learn how to drive in the snow, learn that I should slow it down without any repercussions. Thank you.